Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video we're breaking down one of the most powerful liquidity mapping tools in Toodegrees arsenal, the Liquidity Depth Pro Plus indicator. If you've ever wanted a clear, structured way to see where price is most likely to hunt liquidity, whether that's a daily high, a weekly high, or even an intraday AM session or PM session liquidity pool, this tool does it all. We're going to cover every feature, walk through examples, and show you how to fit it into your own trading workflow. Swing point filter. The latest addition to the Liquidity Depth Pro Plus indicator is the ability to filter out swing points for your liquidity pools. A criteria for a swing high means a candle with a lower wick to each side of them, and for a swing low, it's a low with a higher wick on each side. So these would measure as swing highs and lows. On this chart, we are now looking at the standard way of looking at liquidity pools, where the indicator references OHLC. So in this case, with a history of 5, it looks at the last 5 OHLC candles and references those liquidity pools. As you can see, it's the high and low of each candle. And if we now add the swing point filter, like this, you can see that now only references actual swing points that meet the criteria. If we now go to a lower time frame, you can see it will only plot swing highs and lows from a daily perspective. And if we put it back on the normal OHLC mode, it will only reference the liquidity pools based on OHLC. The starting point is what's called timeframe liquidity. You choose the time frame that the indicator will pull highs and lows from. For example, you might be trading on a 5-minute chart, but you want to see the last 20 highs and lows from the daily chart. So you go over to the indicator settings and you click daily, 1 day. And then the indicator will overlay those higher time frame levels directly on your execution chart. And it's like bringing the big picture into your short-term view, so you always know where price is likely to reach next. For example, if you wanted to pull up a 1-hour liquidity pool, you just select the 1 hour and the indicator will print all the last 1 hour liquidity pools onto the chart. Once those highs and lows are mapped, the tool lets you project them outwards into what we call depth levels. You can set up to 3 depths per side, so for example 10, 20 and 30 pips or points beyond a swing high or low, each with its own color and style. There are different modes for how these depths are measured. Auto mode, which picks the best unit for the market you're in, a fixed value mode, a ticked mode for futures, and a pips mode for forex. To make tracking even easier, there's a built-in liquidity table, and it comes with an auto coloring feature. Here's how it works. When the value for a high is highlighted in red, that means price is currently above the specific high. If the value for a low is highlighted in blue, price is currently below the specific level. As you can see here for the lunch, New York PM, Asia, London sessions, they are highlighted on the chart here, and the market's currently below them. So they are highlighted in blue on the table. This instantly tells you, without looking at the chart, which liquidity levels are actively in play. The table updates in real time, and you can set alerts for when these levels are approached or purged, meaning you can track liquidity runs passively and only come to the chart when it's time to act. Like all Toodegrees tools, the visuals are fully customizable. You can control the colors, line style, and thickness for each depth level. For example, over here, if we add depth and we change the width to 2, we can see on the chart that the indicator will update and the liquidity depth levels will be thicker. If we put it to 1, we can see that the liquidity depth levels become thinner. Same way you can change the liquidity buy side and sell side liquidity colors by changing these two. Let's say you want them green and yellow, you adjust them, you click OK, and you can see that the indicator automatically updates the colors accordingly. Also, you can move the liquidity table anywhere you want onto the chart. So for example, if you want them to be normal size on the right side, on the bottom, the indicator will plot the data table at the bottom right. It's all about making the chart work for you and not the other way around. It's also possible to add custom sessions instead of the standard ones set up for live, candle or poison sessions. For example, if we press to add custom session 1, which is in this case from 8 PM until 9 PM and click OK, the indicator will start to load up the specific session that we have chosen, and it will only reference that. If we put this on custom sessions, you can see how the custom session between 8 and 9 has been added. So if we would choose to add the custom session 2 as well between 2 and 4, you can see that we'll start to add the session between 2 and 4, and this will also be shown in the data table below as well. If we add the third one, which is 12 to 12:15, it will start to pop up here. And lastly, if we add the fourth custom session between 1:30 and 4, you can see that the fourth one has been added as well. And like I said, these will also be reflected inside the data table as well. Here's one of the newest features, and it's a pretty big one. Liquidity Depth now integrates custom session liquidity pools in collaboration with Poison. This means you can plot its AM session liquidity pools and PM session liquidity pools, each with their own timing and styling. Here's where it gets really useful. Look at the midpoints of these pools because they often align with fair value gaps. Those midpoints can be a magnet for price, leading to clear expansions away from them or returns back into them. You can also spot rates and reversals, for example, when price takes out an AM high and immediately starts to trade down to the AM low. And if you want extra confirmation, you can pair this with the S&T divergence on correlated pairs or indices. Seeing the liquidity rate in one market while another fails to confirm can give you powerful clues about the likely direction. As you can see on the chart, the AM Poison liquidity pools are added, which starts at 8 AM all the way until 12 PM, and it's the first 15 minutes of every hour. And if we go into the indicator and select Poison PM, the indicator will start to plot the PM session liquidity pools instead, which start at 1 PM and move all the way until 4 PM. And again, the first 15 minutes of every hour. Now, let's really dig into the range deviations module, because this is where the liquidity depth indicator becomes more than just a liquidity mapping tool. The idea is simple but powerful. Define a range and the tool automatically projects standard deviations outwards from it. But the real strength is in how flexible this is. Firstly, you decide how the range is measured, either wick to wick, capturing the full extremes, or body to body, focusing only on the open and close of the candles. This choice alone changes the character of the projection, so you can tailor it to the type of move you're studying. You can change it by adding the body range and show body midpoint, for example, in here, or you can disable the so you don't see the wicks, or you can have them both enabled. For this example, we're just gonna go with the wicks. Once your range is locked in, the indicator will calculate the standard deviation calculations, and these are evenly spaced multipliers of the range size, creating a kind of ladder of potential price targets above and below the base range. But you're not limited to only one or two. You can add multiple custom deviation values, and this is used for traders, for example, that work for, let's say, optimal trade entry levels, or Fibonacci retracements, or any other own back-tested projection level. Let's say we want to highlight the body between these two levels, between the 2 and 2.5 standard deviation. All we have to do is go into the settings, make sure to go to the range deviations tab, and make sure that alerts are enabled and entered inside here. 2, 2.5, and now what we have to do is enter 2.5 inside here, and then we click OK, and the indicator will color inside the bodies for those two deviations. The final advanced feature is time distortion rebalancing, also known as TDR. This model tracks potential price imbalances across specific trading sessions and monitors in real time when they are mitigated. The time distortion feature in Liquidity Depth Pro Plus is designed to highlight areas where the market distorts price action. Instead of showing every single tick during a consolidation or slow price chop, it can hide that low volatility movement and display it as a clean gap in price. This makes distortion stand out and instantly allows you to focus on only the key price moves that are rebalancing the gap. By default, TDR plots from the closing price of each selected session, as you can see here, but you can use the Use Open toggle to plot from the opening price instead. So we head into the settings, head towards time distortion and click on Use Open, click OK, and you can see how the times have been shifted. This is worth testing because switching between open and close can reveal price action that stays hidden when you only look at one setting. You can mark up to 4 custom trading sessions. For each one, the tool plots horizontal TDR lines at your chosen reference point, either the open or the close, and it labels them with the session name or start time. As you can see here, it labels them and gives a check mark when the full gap is rebalanced. And inside the time distortion settings, you can adjust your own custom settings and add them to the chart. So let's say we add the 11 to 2, it will also put a gap in here and show you when this one is mitigated the next day. Same here, it's mitigated the next day. This one as well, mitigated the next day. And it puts a check mark in front of it when it's mitigated. So this one stays open until it's mitigated until right there. So as the market moves, the moment price touches or crosses the TDR line, it's marked as mitigated and stops extending. This makes it instantly clear which imbalances are still active and which ones have already been rebalanced. You can also choose whether to display only the most recent set of TDR lines or keep the full session history for a deeper analysis. And just like the rest of the indicator, you can fully customize their appearance, color, style, and width so they integrate seamlessly into your workflow. Liquidity labels. To get a clear view on what time frame of liquidity you're looking at, we have added liquidity labels, which can be found here. Now we have selected the one set up for live liquidity pools, as you can see in the chart, and if we add the liquidity label and put it on short form, the indicator will plot all the labels of the liquidity pools onto the chart. So as you can see, it plots Asia, London, New York AM and PM, and the lunch right here. If we notice with the 4-hour candle, it will plot the 4-hour highs and lows onto the chart. If we utilize the swing point mode, it will tell us there are 4-hour swing highs and swing lows. And that's the Liquidity Depth Pro Plus indicator. From higher time frame mapping to deep liquidity projections, AM and PM session liquidity pools, advanced range deviations and time distortion, rebalancing, it's a complete system for understanding the market's hidden objectives and how to try and time those plays. And as always, this is a tool for analysis, it's not financial advice. Combine it with your own research, your own risk management, and it can become a powerful part of your trading toolkit. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, and if you want to learn more, make sure to join the Escape Discord down below.